After Lou Grant ended, was it difficult after that? Did you feel that it was? Did you feel typecast? Did you feel you could not perhaps get out from underneath the shadow of this character?
No, I was blacklisted.
Or blacklisted?
Yeah, I know of 2 instances wherein I was rejected because of my political beliefs, and so I figure if I know about 2 instances, then you know it's got to be the tip of the iceberg.
When did things? Presumably, there was a point where things perhaps started to turn around again. When was that?
Well, I think my agent said it the best, because I figured my career was over with. I figured I'd get a shoe shine stand or something. And my agent said it's because I kept responding in the press to whatever attacks came my way that I did not go gently into that good night. And he said that's what kept me alive. And finally, you know, we began to come out of the swamp.
What are some of your favorite roles of the projects that you've done since?
Of what?
What are some of your favorite roles among the projects that you've done post Lou Grant?
Well, the first job I got was Off the Rack with Eileen Brennan, and Dennis Haysbert was on the show. I forget who else was. But that was a cute show, but we only lasted for 6 or 7, and then they dumped us. Bronx Zoo, of course, was a good, fulfilling idea show. Funny thing about that show, when it was announced that the show was coming on the air, the Bronx Zoo, we got complaints from the governing council of the Bronx, saying it was not nice for us to call a high school in the area the Bronx Zoo. They were complaining about that. And shortly after that, a letter came from the curator of the Bronx Zoo who objected to our calling a high school the Bronx Zoo.
When Up came around, can you tell us how you came to be in Up? Did you pursue this role? Did they come to you?
I guess I was submitted. I don't even know if I was interviewed. I can't remember. And I certainly hadn't done any major movie of animation. And then I was doing a staged reading, one-man reading, of a wonderful play written by Emily Beck called Numbers of People, about a Holocaust survivor who is going through dementia. And I did it for a Jewish community center in Marin County, I believe, in Alameda. I'm not sure where. But strangely enough, Pixar is very close to there. So Pete Docter and Bob Peterson, his co-director, writer, unannounced came to see me, and I didn't know they had been there. Now, this is as totally removed from Carl Fredrickson, I think, as you could want. A Holocaust survivor going through dementia. It's a wonderful, wonderful play. And that confirmed their desire to have me do it.
Is there anything that you haven't done? I mean, again, you have a filmography, the roles.
You don't know her.
I'm sorry? Ha! Any roles, any genres, anything else left undone?
Well, I still carry the sting of at about 90, I did Born Yesterday on Broadway with Madeline Kahn, and they ripped me a new one. New York is a weird goddamn place. It has its favorites, i.e. Nathan Lane, and then it has those that it wants to shish kebab. And I think I'm one of them. So that I still taste the savagery with which they greeted that play. We had Frank Rich in those days, and talk about Timon of Athens. So I would like to succeed under the right conditions someday in New York on the stage. I saw Jerusalem there with Mark Rylance. God, was he fantastic. I recommend it to everybody. I would like to do it, but I certainly wouldn't. Unless I felt cocksure, I wouldn't even think about it.